Hey folks, and welcome to another video of mine. First of all, a very happy new year to all you lovely people. Now 2022 has been an interesting time for games, whether it's on PC, Xbox or the PlayStation. And today's video is going to be all about my personal gaming experience from 2022. What are the titles that I played? What are the titles that I loved or hated from 2022? And also I want to talk about 2023 because this is when a lot of interesting titles are coming out. I believe 2023 is going to be that year in next-gen console gaming when the next-gen consoles truly take advantage of the hardware that is in them, because the 2+ years that we have spent with these consoles now, I don't think we really had titles that took advantage of the consoles, because a lot of these game titles were also cross-gen, so they were in some ways limited. But 2023, I believe starting 2023 that is, especially Q1, that's the time frame that I'm talking about, and the games that are getting released in Q1 2023. I'm going to talk about what are the games that I personally am most looking forward to and why. And hey, this is the year when we are also going to see some of those games with Unreal Engine 5. So exciting times ahead, and this is the kind of video that is going to talk about games. So if you're into it, kindly stick around till the end of the video and also hit that like and subscribe button if you like this kind of content. With that said, let's get started, folks. Okay, so I'm going to start with the PC because I think personally this was the year when I bought myself a gaming laptop, the Asus ROG Strix G15 Advantage Edition from 2021. And personally, I found myself gaming on the PC quite a lot. As you can see, I've played a lot of games this year. Some of the recent titles that I've played, I started playing Crysis Remastered. I'm 5.5 hours into the game, and my god, this game, this still looks so good. Although this is the remastered edition that I'm playing, but it easily can get mistaken for a game which came out post 2018 at least. So that's how good this game looks. I mean, even if I play the older version on the PC, not the remastered version, that is the older version, I think that would also qualify as a beautiful game in terms of the looks. Now, apart from that, I spent a lot of time with Skyrim. As you can see, I spent about 33.6 hours here. I don't know if you can see that, if it's too small, the font that is, I'll try to probably zoom in. But I spent about 33.6 hours on Skyrim. But most of that time was to figure out the mods. And I tried a lot of mods on Skyrim. I didn't play a lot of the game. That is, in terms of the story, I did not progress a lot, but I did try out a lot of mods, and this game, it looks so different with the mods, is all I would say. I also played Gotham Knights. I got about almost 20 hours. In one of my previous videos, unfortunately, I stated that I spent over 20 hours. I meant a little under 20 hours, so 19 hours clearly here. I didn't enjoy this game because it had a lot of problems. I've explained all those problems in that dedicated video of mine when it comes to Gotham Knights, so do check that out. And apart from that, I didn't get a chance to play The Quarry. I played, say, about almost 115 minutes, and it looks interesting. I'm definitely going to get into this game in 2023, and this is something that you could easily spend a lot of time with because it's got that narrative element, kind of like an interactive movie in many ways, more than a game. But interesting. I like these type of games, like Detroit, Being Human. I kind of Being or Become Human, I always get confused. So I enjoyed that title as well. And Quarry is one of those titles that you may enjoy. I mean, do give it a try, especially if you get it on sale. Now, Evil West is one of those titles that I really enjoyed, surprisingly. I was when I saw these trailers of Evil West, I was not really looking forward to this game because I didn't think it's gonna really cut it. But surprisingly, the 12 hours, almost 12 hours that I played with this game, I really enjoyed it. And the enjoyment came mostly from the gameplay aspect, because in terms of the story, it's kind of shallow. Don't expect a deep storyline. It services the game, but it's not something to write home about. But the gameplay, on the other hand, is fantastic. In fact, the gameplay, I would say, is when I played Outriders, for instance, on my Xbox, I really enjoyed the gameplay on Outriders. It kind of took Gears, the concept of Gears, and I personally believe that it did such a great job. in delivering that fantastic experience. I also started playing Tales of Berseria because I played Tales of Arise on my PlayStation 5. I really enjoyed it. So I thought I might as well give a try to, see if any of these older titles still hold up. I played, say, about 5.5 hours. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I also got a chance to play Shadow of Mordor, almost 14 hours into the game. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to complete it. But hey, it's a great title. It's a great game. Juan 7. This is a unique title. I played almost 13.8 hours, completed the game. It's nice. I mean, for a Chinese game with only Chinese, you could say, voice acting. So you've got to follow the subtitles, but it was not bad. I still haven't got a chance to play Bright Memory Infinite, but I'm really looking forward to it. Apart from Juan, I think, one of the other titles that I really enjoyed. And I think apart from Sword and Fairy 7, this was also good. This was Gujian, and I've made a dedicated video on this. This is quite a long game, and in case you haven't played this, you can clearly check that out. That's 39.8 hours, almost 40 hours I spent with this game. So it gives you your money's worth in terms of the gameplay, and the story is kind of stretched. So I believe that in terms of the story, some of that could be cut down. It could have been cut down by maybe another 5 hours. But hey, this was an interesting title as well. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite games from 2022 was this, Sword and Fairy 7. I mean, what a fantastic experience. I spent almost 30 hours, that's 28 hours precisely, 28.2. But I must tell you, this offered one of the best story experience in 2022 for me. It was a great RPG. Please give it some time, because initially it does not focus on upgrading or updating your character's skills, etc. But as you get into the game, the upgrades really matter, improving your skills really matter, and the complexity of the gameplay also increases, because this is one of those rare games that I came across in 2022 where in real time action, not turn-based, so this is not a turn-based RPG, this is a real hack and slash kind of a action RPG. You could switch between the characters in between the battle. So that was fantastic, and it brought such a great dynamic, because these 4 characters that are in the game, they're very different. Some happen to have ranged combat, some happen to be great at melee combat, some are great at casting spells. So it was a fantastic gameplay experience overall, and the story also is great. And one of my favorite things about this game was the soundtrack, the background score. My God, I mean, you play that background score and you can kind of meditate on that as well. So this is easily one of my favorite games from 2022, Sword and Fairy 7. Now, apart from this, I do want to jump on to Xbox as well, because Xbox has one of my other favorite games. I think that's it for Steam. I did play other, titles as well. Like I played Assassin's Creed 2, but those are old titles. I played Witcher 3, again, an old title. So I'm not going to talk about that. Ghostwire Tokyo also I played a little bit, say about almost 4 hours here, and this was not that great. I mean, a PlayStation exclusive, or on PC also it's available, but it was not that great. The story was meh, I would say. But Sword and Fairy 7, definitely check it out. I mean, one of my favorite games from 2022. Now, apart from that, on the Xbox, I also got a chance to try out Immortals Phoenix Rising, and this was not that great, to be honest. I mean, it looks like a child that you get when you mix Zelda with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And the experience was not that great. Not that great. At least for me, it wasn't that great. Now, apart from that, one of the games that I really enjoyed was, it's not showing here surprisingly, but it was A Plague Tale Requiem. And let me just go here, this game here. This is easily one of my favorite games from 2022, because this is such a fantastic looking title. I mean, it truly is. I would go on to say, for me personally, it was a masterpiece in terms of not just how good this game looks, but even in terms of storytelling. Because I'll tell you what, this story is so deep. It's kind of a cyclical storytelling that is going on. You know how people are reborn and there's a cycle of good and evil. And what was so great about this, and I'm even getting goosebumps while I'm talking about this, is you see this girl and the boy, right? And I'm going to leave the story bit. I'm not going to talk about this quite a lot, but I'll give you this in short. That this is, in many ways, is the origin story of a villain. And you'd be surprised to see who that villain is. And it's a cyclical story which is going to happen over and over again. And that's what's so great and unique about this storytelling. So I don't know if any of these other game reviewers have spoken about the cyclical process of this protagonist and antagonist, because that's what you see on screen. You already have the protagonist and the antagonist of the game on screen, and that's how great this game is. I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking. I'm just gonna reduce the volume here, but this was so good. I mean, this was such a great looking title, and some of these scenes, especially the ones on the shore, etc., they were so good, so good. This video is not doing justice because obviously, I mean, this is getting played over the internet, but man, this game was really good. So do give it a try for sure. One of my favorite games, if not probably, yeah, one of my favorites, I would say, because I want to store, one of the other favorites of mine for last. So Sword and Fairy 7, easily one of my favorites. A Plague Tale Requiem, easily one of my favorites from 2022. And this is one of those titles that you should play. It's on Game Pass, folks. I mean, that's what's great about Game Pass, yeah? It's included in Game Pass, so you don't have to pay anything extra for it. So what a great looking game. What a fantastic title. Now, I'm quickly going to jump over to PlayStation 5 from here, because PlayStation 5 is where I have one of my other favorite games. And that is God of War Ragnarok. Now, this easily is my #1 game from 2022. And why so? Because, hey, I mean, the storytelling is just off the chart. I mean, it's such a great story about a father and son, and it's a coming of age story as well, because you're seeing your son grow up, become a man, in fact, in this game. And the father, Kratos in this case, he also evolves, and there are so many layers that you see in Kratos in this game that you haven't in any of the previous games. And it's not just the main title characters, Kratos and Atreus, but it's also the supporting cast like Thor, like Odin. Man, I mean, Odin was such a complex character, and you also kind of feel for Odin, by the end of the game. God of War Ragnarok, folks, easily one of my favorite games from 2022. In fact, my top #1 game from 2022 is God of War Ragnarok. And again, I spent hours and hours on this game. I've made a lot of videos with some theories as well. Feel free to check out my channel. They're all there. I've made some interesting theories on where this game might be heading in its next title, or its, you could say, next realm or universe, godly universe. So apart from this, I also played, some of these other titles. For instance, I played Stray. This is an indie title, but hey, this was so cute. I mean, this was really good. I was surprised by the quality that it delivered. It's not a very long game, so you can easily check it out. It was inexpensive as well. It was not very expensive. In fact, I spent a lot of time with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. In fact, 2022 saw a lot of, you could say, DLC when it comes to Valhalla. And surprisingly, even Odyssey, one of my favorite games of all time. One of my favorite games of all time. In fact, it is a very underrated game. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is such a fantastic game. In fact, it's my favorite title from the whole Assassin's Creed franchise. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that is. Not Valhalla. Valhalla, I believe, is okay. It's not that great. It's okay. I just played it because, there was content to play. I played a lot of WWE 2K22 with my kid. I have a lot of videos on my channel on WWE 2K22. It's an okay, decent experience that you will get when it comes to a two-player experience. So these are some of the games that I played, but The Witcher, The Wild Hunt recently got an upgrade, a next-gen upgrade as well. So I played a lot of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt in 2022, and my God, this is a game that you can easily keep going back to. You're not going to get bored. the game just offers so much in terms of the side quests, etc., that you can easily get lost playing this game for hours and hours. It's such a fantastic title. One of the titles that I was really disappointed with in 2022 personally was the Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy origin story, because I think in terms of the quality of the production, it was not just there. I mean, even if I compare this to something like Final Fantasy 15, hey, it was kind of on similar, in fact inferior to this in some ways in terms of how good this game looked. I mean, this game, that is, looked, in my personal opinion, it looked better than this game which came out in 2022. And Final Fantasy VII, it's a whole different ball game altogether. It's so much better in terms of a finished product. I think Stranger of Paradise looks more like a PlayStation 4 game to me. So although it came out in 2022, it was not a great looking game, and nothing to write home about. So I think I've spent enough time here as well. On the Xbox also, I played a lot of game. I played Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox. But since this video is getting a little longer, I want to make sure that I finish this off in, say, about 20-25 minutes, not more. I'm quickly gonna, there's so much to pack in, yeah? I mean, so much to pack in. But I want to talk about some of the games that are coming out in early 2022. So let's just head over to the store. And let's head over to some of these games which are coming out and which I'm personally really looking forward to. In fact, my kid is a big fan of the Harry Potter universe, and that's why Hogwarts Legacy is one of those games that I am looking forward to. In fact, it's coming out in February. That's the 7th of February 2023. And this is one of those games that I am personally looking forward to because, hey, it looks great. I mean, if you look at the screenshots, the graphics are outstanding, and for some of those gameplay videos which are already out there, it kind of shows how expansive these maps really are. They are really big. They are huge, in fact. So I'm really looking forward to that because I love expansive maps, big worlds, and I think it packs in all of that into this game. So I'm really looking forward to Hogwarts Legacy. And apart from that, Final Fantasy 16, well, it's coming out in June, so it's not something that I can talk about in this video. But this is one of those titles which I'm conflicted on, Forspoken. Now, the reason why I'm conflicted on this title is because some of these gameplay videos, and I don't know if you have checked them from IGN or not, but some of these early, you could say, gameplay codes or review, versions that they have played, the world that they have shown looks barren, in the sense, if you've played Assassin's Creed, which I'm a huge fan of, for how densely populated some of those games are. I mean, if you look at Unity as an example, Assassin's Creed Unity is a densely populated world. And what it does, it kind of gives you this immersive experience. You feel like you're a part of this Paris from the past. And it feels real world-like. But when it comes to worlds which are empty, it takes away from that experience. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw some of these early gameplay videos of Forspoken, although parts of it looks great. The traversal system looks fantastic. I mean, how you move about the whole world, it looks fantastic. The graphics, they look great. I think they're using like a custom engine for this particular game. But what I'm disappointed about is how empty the world looks. And to me, that matters. So although this looks like a good title, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, I'm kind of stuck in between. But hey, this is coming out in early January or late January, I believe, 24th January. So it's late January. So if you're into it, well, hey, this is one of those titles that you can get your hands on in January. Apart from that, you even have Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is coming out in March, by the way, 17th of March. And this title is already looking absolutely bonkers in terms of the looks. I mean, it looks fantabulous. That's how good this game looks. If you could just take a look at this trailer that I'm playing. The first game was great. I completed maybe 50% of it. I didn't get a chance to complete all of it, but I am looking forward to completing it before I get my hands on this one. So, hey, if you're a fan of the Star Wars universe, I think it tells a good story. And the graphics are outstanding. I mean, as you can see on screen, the graphics really stand out, and some of these screenshots as well, I mean, they look brilliant. The voice acting, even the first game, was fantastic. The motion capture was absolutely fantastic. It was top notch even in the first game, which came out a few years back, and this one just looks so much better than that. So definitely one of those titles that you can look forward to. Now, this is another title that I'm surprisingly looking forward to because I'm not a fan of horror survival games, which is Dead Space. I recently got my hands on the Callisto Protocol, and I've not spoken about that so far, but I can easily say that it is one of the best looking games of 2022. I've made a separate video on that. You can go on my channel and check that out. But that's one of those titles, that kind of surprised me in terms of how good the game looked, although it was made with Unreal Engine 4. I mean, if somebody came to me and he told me that this is made with Unreal Engine 5, I kind of would have believed that person because that's how good that game looked. And now Dead Space, which is already a classic game. Unfortunately, I have not played any of the Dead Space games. I mean, not completed it. I've played it. Again, I have a video on my channel talking about the 60 FPS and the FPS boost on Dead Space 2 on my channel. But hey, this game is looking so much better than the original classic. A lot of people, they're fans of this game, and I want to get into this universe. I want to try this game out now that it's coming out as a complete remake. The graphics, it receives a complete overhaul, you could say. And playing the Callisto Protocol, I kind of appreciated the atmospheric suspense and eeriness from that game. And that's what I'm looking forward to in this game as well. So I am looking forward to this game. When does this drop in? This drops in on the 27th of January. So this is one of those titles that you can get your hands on in a matter of a few days from now. So definitely one of those titles that I'm looking forward to. Well, apart from that, you even have Like a Dragon. I've never been a fan of this series. I've never been a fan of Yakuza series. I think, to me, sometimes the humor, the kind of the world that they've created, it's kind of over the top for me. But that's me personally. But in terms of how this game looks okay. It looks like any of those Yakuza games, but with a twist. So instead of being set in modern day Tokyo, now it's set in the 1800s. So that's the difference. And in terms of how this looks, it definitely looks good. I mean, it's coming out in 2022, but it's not as good looking as, let's say, Dead Space, or as good looking as Star Wars to me personally, because to me, this type of graphics, it still looks kind of dated, if you ask me. That's just my personal opinion. Because this type of graphics, you would have already seen it in Neo as well. If you've played Neo Part 1 and 2, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is one of the games that is coming out, and it's coming out in February. You can get your hands on it. And apart from this, Atomic Heart is coming out in February as well. This is one of those other games that has absolutely bonkers kind of graphics, because I'm just going to show some of these screenshots. It looks fantastic. I mean, if you look at it, the screenshots look absolutely great. And if you're a fan of FPS shooters, it is an interesting setup. It kind of reminds me of a mixture of a lot of games. So it's like an interesting gory title. As you can see, man, that is gory. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of Control. It kind of reminds me of, what's that title? One of those older titles. I'm just not remembering that now. But it looks interesting. The universe definitely looks interesting. Now, apart from this, there is one other game, which is, I think Resident Evil 4 is coming out in March as well. And this is an interesting one. If you're a fan of the Resident Evil series, then this is definitely one of those titles, one of the all-time classics that you should check out, because I think it was a fantastic game. I kind of played this way back. I don't even remember bits and pieces of it. So that's what I mean. I don't even remember bits and pieces of it. That's how far back I played this game. So I definitely want to get my hands on this game, and look forward to a video on Resident Evil 4 on my channel. I don't know whether I'm going to pick this up on the PC or whether I'm going to pick this up on the PlayStation. But this is definitely one of those titles that I want to pick up. Now, apart from this, there is one more title. Yeah, this is the title that I was going to talk about, Wild Hearts. Now, if you're a fan of Monster World, then yeah, you're going to be able to relate to this game, because this looks like the whole Monster Hunter kind of a universe, Very similar, very similar. Looks interesting, and if you're a fan of that kind of a game, then this is something that you could easily look forward to. Wild Hearts, that is. The game universe, although it does not look fantastic, I would say nothing extraordinary, but it looks interesting enough because I think the maps, etc., the world, it looks expansive to me. So I think you will be able to traverse, go to a lot of places, and it's not bad looking. So yeah, these were my top, you could say, games from early Q1 2023 that I'm really looking forward to personally. I know Street Fighter is here as well, but I don't think it's releasing in Q1. Yeah, it's in June, so that's a June release, but I'm looking forward to Street Fighter 6 as well. They've changed so much of it. Oh, by the way, Monster Hunter Rise is also coming out. So you had Wild Hearts, you also have Monster Hunter Rise, which is coming out on the 20th of Jan. So if you're a fan of this universe, hey, you should get your hands on this. And well, that's you could say it for this video. What do you guys think? You know, do you think I've missed out on any of these games from early Q1 2023? Let me know in the comments section, but these are the games that I'm personally looking forward to. The top of my charts is really Hogwarts Legacy. I really want to get my hands on this because the map looks so expansive and it looks exactly the type of game that I would kind of love. The world looks populated. The maps are expansive. You can do a lot of traversing in this huge world, a lot of spells to cast, and it just looks interesting to me. So this probably is going to be on the top of my list from this list of games, you could say. And apart from that, I'm also looking forward to Star Wars Jedi Survivor because it just looks absolutely bonkers. Now, third, I would say is Dead Space because I just recently played the Callisto Protocol. I kind of enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to Dead Space, playing this same kind of a setup game. And Forspoken, I'm conflicted on. So let me know if you're conflicted on Forspoken as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to download this game immediately, but I'm looking forward to downloading all of those other games that I spoke about right now, like Dead Space, Hogwarts Legacy, and also Star Wars Jedi Survivor. These games I am going to download and I'm going to make gameplay videos on that. But Forspoken, hey, if you want me to download this game, let me know in the comment section as to why do you think I should be downloading this game and playing this, because I'm still conflicted as of today when I'm making this video. So that's it for this video, folks. Hopefully you've liked this video, liked the content. If you have, then I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that like and subscribe button and also that bell icon in case you want to get notified with all my latest videos. With that said, it's a wrap for this one, and I'll see you lovely folks in my next video. Until that time, I'll say take care, stay safe, and may God bless you all.